Look at these adorable Easter cupcakes. If you'd like to see how I made these, then continue watching. To make the adorable bunny cupcakes, you're going to need a few supplies. Some frosting to frost the cupcakes. And I do have the recipe linked down below. Some food coloring, and these are the Wilton gel colors, and this is the color in leaf green. Some pink food coloring, and this is also Wilton gel color. You'll need some toothpicks. You're going to need some tips, and I have number 12 tip and a number 7 tip, and these are going to help with cutting out the circles of the rabbit's feet. And then you're going to need a 233, which is the grass tip that we're going to use for the grass. Also, you'll need a piping bag, and you'll need these little tools here. Actually, I don't even remember what they're called. And they go on the end of your piping bag, and I'll show you how to do that. Also, you're going to need some crushed chocolate wafer cookies, and I crushed up some Oreo cookies. Also, you might need some tweezers. These are just going to be, these are optional, you might not need them. And you're going to need some fondant glue and a paintbrush. And how I made this fondant glue is I took some warm water and I dissolved a little bit of fondant into the warm water. And also you will need some fondant, and you can get this at your at Walmart or your local craft store. Also, you can make your own fondant with marshmallows, and you can find recipes online for that. If you're interested in seeing how to make, for me to make a marshmallow fondant for a video, you can leave a comment down below. And also, I do have a rolling pin here. Also, we'll use a little bit of wax paper when we're cutting out our fondant shapes. Also, you will need your cooked cupcakes, and I do have mine in these cute little Easter casings. Of course, you can use any type of cupcake liners you want. So to begin, we will first color our frosting with our leaf green food coloring. And this is where you'll use a toothpick. And you don't want to contaminate your gel coloring, so you will use a new toothpick for every time you dip it into your frosting. That should be enough. We have our frosting colored, we're going to start frosting our cupcake. We're going to need our leaf. We're going to need our grass, the number 233 for the bunny cupcake. You will need some scissors to cut the tip of your icing bag, and you will just cut it down maybe about 1.5 inches down from the tip. Just enough for this tip to go in there. And if it's not enough, you can just cut it a bit more. Don't cut it too much, because then you'll just cut it a bit more. Enough for it to fit. You don't want to cut it too big, or this white plastic thing will fall through. And this is just I'm going to call it the tip holder, because it will hold your tip. Then you will place your tip on top of that, and then you will screw the little lid on. And then that will Your bag is now ready to put frosting in. So now you will spoon your frosting in. You can flip over your frosting bag and you can hold it in your hand like this, cupped around your hand like this. Or you can get a glass, stick your frosting bag in, and then pull the top part of the bag down over the side of the cup. And then you can, see what that looks like? And then you can spoon your frosting in. And you'll take your frosting bag out. You'll push all the frosting down. And then you'll just twist the top of your frosting bag. And then you'll start piping on the grass. So to pipe on the grass, you're going to barely squeeze. You don't want to put a lot of pressure down on it. You're just going to slightly put pressure on it. So when you push down and then pull up, and then it'll make grass. To make our bunnies, we're going to take our fondant, make our bunny rabbit. You don't need to color it for the white for the bunny rabbit, but we are going to color for the pads of the feet the pink color. Now, fondant does dry out, so you are going to want to store it in a sealed tight container. Also, when you're using it, you want to cover it up so it does not dry out. So I am going to tear some off this. So I'm going to make one bunny at a time. So I'm just going to peel off a little bit, and I'm going to store the rest in a Ziploc bag until I need it. Okay, so to make the bunny's bottom, it's really simple. You're going to need to just shape about a 1-inch ball. And you just peel off enough to where it's about, you know, you can eyeball it, and about this size. And to make it a ball, you're going to put it in the palm of your hands, and you're just going to rub it to kind of form a ball with the palms of your hands. Here's the bunny's bottom. I'm just going to put that in my Ziploc bag for now. Okay, so now we need to make the little tail for the bunny's bottom there. And we'll take off about enough. We want to make a ball in about the size of a pea. So you will rub that in the palm of your hands as well to form your ball. And that's good enough. And since a bunny's tail is kind of fluffy, we can take our tweezers and kind of tweeze up some of the fondant. You can of course keep yours just, you know, smooth if you like, but I'm just going to put a little bit of texture to my bunny's tail. And also, if you want, you can use some coconut flakes and roll your little bunny's tail in coconut flakes if you want. Then you're going to glue your bunny's tail onto the bunny body there, and you're only going to need to use a little bit of your fondant glue. And stick it on your bunny there. Now to make the feet. So after you stick your bunny's tail onto the body, you'll take your frosted cupcake, and you're going to take your crushed wafer cookie, your chocolate wafer cookies, and sprinkle a little bit of the wafer cookies onto your cupcake. And then you're going to take your bunny's body and stick it onto your cupcake. Like so. And now we're going to work on the feet. So you're going to want to take about two fondant balls in the size of marbles. And then we're going to shape the feet. So you can start shaping into the shape of a bunny's foot. Like so. And then once you have this shape like this, you'll take your tool to make an indentation to make the toes, about like this. See that? And then you'll just put that to the side. We'll make the other one like that as well. And then you'll shape that one as well. And try and make them the same size. And then we'll cover those up, and then we are going to take a bit of our pink we're going to take some of our fondant, and we're going to color it pink. So you're going to take your pink coloring and a toothpick. And depending on how dark you want your pink, I would start with just doing just a little bit, because a little bit does go a long way. And I just want mine to be kind of light pink. Put your food coloring in there. Sometimes it can get a little bit tacky. You can use a little bit of confectioner's sugar to put in there to help with that. I'm going to roll out my pink fondant. It doesn't have to be rolled out very thick. Probably about this size here. And you're going to take your number 12 tip and your number 7 tip, and you're going to poke out 2 of the big ones, and then you will cut out 6 of the little with a size 7 tip. And you will need something to help push out the little circles from the tip here. Okay, there's 6 of those. And be sure to cover up your excess of your pink fondant. Now we're going to take our feet. And we're going to take a little bit of our icing glue, or fondant glue. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the very ends of the pads, and we are going to put the big circle at the back of the feet. You see that there, like so. And then we'll take some more of the glue and just put 3 just tiny little, just a tiny bit at the tips. And you can use your tweezers here, you can pick them up with your hands. And you're going to put those onto. And when you do, I just push down just a little bit to flatten them out a bit. And to make the first rabbit paw. You see the rabbit paw there? And so the next one, I'll do that to the same. Then you will take your cupcake, your frosted cupcake again, and you're going to put the paw print down, hanging down, because it's like he's digging into the dirt. I mean, he's like digging in the ground for his carrots. So you're just going to pop the paws on there. So there is your bunny. Okay, so now to make the carrots, we are going to take a bit of fondant here. We need our orange. You will need the orange food coloring and the leaf green food coloring. So to shape our carrots, you'll pinch off a piece of the fondant. So roll it into a ball, and then you'll just sort of shape your carrot by rolling the ball lengthwise on your finger here to start shaping your carrot. So with carrots, one end of a carrot is a bit skinnier than the top portion, so you can just push just gently down on that end and roll that through your hand. That way it will thin that section out. Now you can make some lines on your carrots by taking one of your tools. You can use a toothpick for this as well. And just kind of go around making indentations. Of your other white fondant, and then you're going to color this green for the leaves. So you'll just take your green and you'll roll it out flat. And you'll just kind of cut that in half there. And you will take your knife and just cut, I don't know if you can see that, just cut some little pieces. Don't cut it completely off. So just cut it. And then you'll wrap it together. Cut a little bit, cut a little excess there off. And then you'll take one of your carrots. You're going to take your glue and just dip a little bit of that glue on the end of the carrot there. And then you're going to glue the carrot leaves. Can you see that? And we'll just put that to the side for now, and we're going to do the same exact thing for the other carrot. So after you finish your carrots, you will take your cupcake and then you'll just stick your carrots into the cupcake. You can put a couple more on this other side if you like. And there you go. To make the bird nest cupcakes, you're going to need a few supplies. And you're going to need some mini eggs. These are some chocolate mini eggs, but you can use jelly beans if you want. Some chocolate candy melts, or you can use the baker's chocolate if you would like, or some semi-chocolate chips. You can melt those as well. Some rice noodles. And you're going to need a mini cupcake pan and 2 bowls. So to get started, you're going to want to melt your chocolate candy melt into a microwave safe bowl. You're going to want to open your rice noodles. You're going to melt your chocolate candy melts in the microwave in 30-second intervals until it is fully melted. Okay, so my camera was not recording when I mixed these together. I just put a little bit of the chocolate melting chips into the rice noodles, and I just mixed it together by hand. I didn't put a lot in at one time, so you actually don't need to heat up your entire bag of your melting chips, just a little bit at a time. I would start with a half a cup to a cup and then go from there if you need a little bit more. To form your bird nest, you're going to want to take some aluminum foil and cut it into 8 squares because we're going to need 8 of the nests. And then you will just form the aluminum foil into the tin here. You can do a couple extra just in case one of them breaks. Now to form your bird nest, you're going to take a little bit of your mixture here with the rice noodles and the melted chocolate chips here, the melted candy chips. You're going to put it in there and just kind of form a nest around the aluminum foil here at the bottom of the tin. So once you have those formed, you're going to wait for them to set, and you can place this in the refrigerator until the chocolate does set. Okay, so in order to make the birds, you're going to need some white fondant with some yellow food coloring. This is called lemon yellow. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Black for the eyes and more of the orange for the beak. Take our yellow in about the size of a marble, kind of shape it to a little bird. I mean, just kind of like, not like an actual bird, but just kind of like a cute little bird here. You're going to just make 2 tiny little eyes out of the black fondant, like 2 small specks, tiny little eyes, and stick it on your little bird. And then we'll take a little bit of the orange, roll it out, and then you'll take your knife and just sort of cut a triangle shape out of it. And then you're going to stick that, just put a little bit of glue, fondant glue onto your little chick there, or bird. And then you'll stick that on there. Okay, so once your little nests have hardened or set, then you will just pop them out of the aluminum foil, like so. You'll take one of your bird nests and you'll pop it on your cupcakes. And then in one of them, you will put your little chicks. And in the other one, you'll put your mini eggs. However many will fit in there. I think just probably 2. So there is the bird nest with the little chicks in it, and then the little bird nest with the eggs in it.